folded him up, ain't no doubt about that. He folded up like a cheap lawn chair.
Welcome to the Backwoods.
My playground is out in the woods, back in the sticks, this is my hood. Waking up early with nature's hand in mine.
I don't know if this ain't better than that, boys.
Finger on the trigger just to seal the deal. Feel the chill, shoot to kill. It's the thrill, it's the skill, it's the rush, it's the dust.
Oh my gosh.
Living the backwoods life.
If you've watched our show before, you know every year one thing that we look forward to being a part of is the Buck Daze hunt in Damascus, Georgia. This year's no different.
My dad and I haven't been able to go to this hunt the last couple of years because we've had conflicts on our calendar. But this year we're all clear. We got a pile of us going over there to enjoy the hunt. We're going back to Buck Daze.
Out here this morning outside Blakely, Georgia, hunting at the Buck Daze event. It's a big fundraiser for Southwest Georgia Academy. Love coming over here every year. Awesome time, great friends. Sitting on a beautiful Antler King food plot over here. Got a big pond and a pine hill kind of across the way. It's nice and cool. Had a big front come through here yesterday. So hopefully the timing's gonna be about right. They been seeing quite a few bucks starting to chase pretty good. It's first week of December. About perfect time for this part of Georgia. We just need a volunteer.
Back.
I just looked up. There's 8-point coming down the hill. He trotted out into the food plot. And I just shot him right here at like 50 yards. Folded him up in the Antler King. I hope he's a good buck. He kind of surprised me running in here. I started getting my binos up to look at him. And he started trotting, so I had to switch to the rifle. Got a pretty good look at him. I think it's a nice 8-point. Either way, he is folded up right there in the Antler King. And now the shaking has started. That McWhorter rifle is made to shoot a long ways. But I can tell you it's pretty dang effective at 50 yards too. Because he dropped in his tracks. Man, that's cool.
This buck ran in and I think old Kevin got a little excited. But he's got a buck down at Buck Daze and some meat for the freezer.
He looks good on camera. I'm a happy
He cranked
man.
my tractor when he come trotting across that food plot. I know that.
You need to get you some good still shots of them antlers laying at that Antler King food plot right there.
Oh yeah. That's what he trotted across. That lights out, but he stopped at the honey hole up there to get him some.
Yeah. What's up with the red in the tree?
The red is what's in focus. It's peaking.
Okay.
That's like a Hollywood camera or something. Get myself on out because I ain't got no business in the woods.
I sat up there for an hour and a half, 2 hours waiting on these yahoos to get done hunting so I could go look at my deer. It may just be a 6 point missing that brow tine. Whatever he is, he's as big as he's ever gonna get. Yeah, because he's missing a brow tine on that side and he's only 3 on this side, so he's a big 6 point. But when he came trotting down the hill and across this food plot, he got my tractor cranked up a little bit there, and I couldn't stand it anymore. We been coming over here for years. Mr. Danny puts us around in the right spots and talks to all the hunters.
Hey, we're filming. Call you right back.
Perfect.
My son.
He I don't know that he's quite as big as I thought he was when I pulled the trigger, but he folded up right where he was standing. According to that Hawk rangefinder, he was 38 yards from the shooting house.
That'd been a long shot for Trey. That ain't even fair. Nice deer, though.
He's pretty. Mr. Danny, though, we've been hanging out for years over here at Buck Daze and got to be good friends, and we just have a good time with it.
Oh, we do. We always have a good time, especially y'all coming and y'all don't know what y'all mean to us, you know, at the Buck Daze hunt, filming everything. It's always a good hunt and good for y'all and us and families and kids and everybody else.
Well, I'd say it worked out just fine with a big old South Georgia 6 point over here at Buck
It's
Daze.
a good deer.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Enjoyed it.
You got this gun that shoots 1 mile.
Yeah, and shot 38 yards.
Shot him through the legs of the stand.
Well, that's what I mean. It's a 1,000-yard rifle, and I shot him at 38 yards.
Trey's thinking there's something going
There's a
on here.
conspiracy, I know that. My son's killed 1, Justin's killed 20, Kevin's killed 10 or 12, G's killed a bunch. You know what I'm saying? I've been here 15 years, ain't killed nothing.
Backwoods Life is brought to you by these great companies: Hawk Optics, Branson Tractors, Antler King, Lethal Products, McCorder Custom Rifles, Elite Archery, and Quality Archery Designs. This segment of Backwoods Life is brought to you by Covert Scouting Cameras, remote cameras for hunting, wildlife watching, and security.
Kevin, his dad G, and team member Trey Weatherington are all at Buck Daze hunting together. They're having a great time.
Back set up for the afternoon here at Buck Daze. It has been raining pretty much non-stop. But forecast says it's supposed to slack off. Give us a couple hours window here before dark. So hopefully deer are gonna move. Sitting here on a pretty lights out plot. Just hoping that something gets hungry to come out here and eat. I really hope some big does get hungry for 2 reasons. 1, because I wouldn't mind shooting a big doe. And 2, because this time of year, where the does are, is where you're going to find the bucks. Southwest Georgia Academy Buck Daze. We're set up on a levee. We got some pretty woods around us. We're gonna see if we can't seal the deal on a big one. Shoot. That's a good deer. That's a good deer. Shoot him.
There is no doubt in my mind my dad would have shot that buck. He just needed to stand still for about 2 more seconds.
Backwoods Life is also brought to you by Bill Jordan's Realtree, Cam-X Crossbows, Scott Archery, Slick Trick Broadheads, CBE Custom Bow Equipment, Lynch Mob Calls, and Tree Stand Buddy. This segment of Backwoods Life is brought to you by Shiver Carts, your authorized easy-go and Textron off-road dealer in Tifton and Valdosta, Georgia.
These boys have hit the timing right for Georgia over at the Buck Daze hunt. There are bucks running all over the place.
It's a beautiful morning here in South Georgia. Hunting outside of Arlington, Georgia for the Buck Daze event. But it's been raining. It has drizzled and rained, and finally, is, according to the radar, pretty much about done. The temperature's supposed to keep dropping. It's about 37, 38 degrees right now. Been a little bit breezy, but nothing too bad. But just sitting here waiting on a volunteer. I've only got one more buck tag in Georgia, but I can shoot 10 does, so they better look out. It's 100 yards to the other end of this little Antler King Lights Out food plot. I'm pretty sure I can cover all of that. Text Mr. Daddy. Mr. Daddy says shooting.
Bah.
I am tagged out on bucks in Georgia, This buck actually came running in behind me. He came down the food plot and started eating down here. And the buck I shot the other day, I'm gonna be real honest with you, he ran in and surprised me. When I shot him, I thought he was just a little bit bigger than what he was. He still got me fired up, got me excited, and I'm glad I shot him. But it made me take my time a little more today. But I texted Mr. Danny, sent him a picture of the buck. I said, look, I don't want to, shoot something that ain't gonna be quite right. And he said, shoot him. So I did. And he dropped right there.
Looks like you anchored him right there where he's at.
Yeah, he wasn't going anywhere. I kind of hesitated on this deer and texted Mr. Danny, make sure it was one I should shoot. He said yes. So there he is, pretty buck. Got decent main beams, good tines. Just all around a pretty buck. Over here at Buck Daze with Southwest Georgia Academy. Just having a good time. Putting the McCorder rifle to work and putting some deer in the freezer. And no doubt there's probably some bigger deer in the area. But you know what? This is fun. Having a good time. Deer hunting. Hanging out with good friends. All to benefit Southwest Georgia Academy.
Backwoods Life is also brought to you by Hunter Safety System, Knockout Lighted Knocks, True Lock Chokes, Redneck Blinds, Winner's Choice Bowstrings, and Dual Game Calls. This segment of Backwoods Life is brought to you by Walls Outdoor Goods, greater than all outdoors.
After the official Buck Daze hunt was over, one of the landowners invited crew member Justin Moore, who'd been over there running a camera, to stay and hunt a little bit longer.
There's a buck right there, right in front of us.
That almost makes me sick to my stomach for Justin. That was a big old buck. And Justin never even saw that limb sticking up that he center punched.
Well, I ain't gonna get to carry a big buck home with me, but we are gonna go down here and get my limb because I made a stellar shot on it. So I'm gonna cut this limb off or nobody else hits this thing, but I'm actually gonna put this up in my trophy room. You can see all the way through it. Man, that was close.
Like always, the Buck Daze hunt is a great event, raising money for a local school over there. Have a great time and there's deer everywhere. Just ask Kevin. He got his 2 bucks. Old trigger happy joker.
I can't help it. I like shooting deer. Plus, something about that new McCorder rifle made my trigger finger just a little bit itchy.
Trey gonna get vanilla wafers.
Look at me throwing vanilla wafers out there. Somebody did tell me they eat gummy bears, but I never tried that.
I'd eat all of them though.
I'd eat all the gummy bears. I went bear hunting one time with the guys from Quality Archery Designs, and we bought blueberry pies and baked them and put out there. I had to take a fork to the stand. I had to eat blueberry pies.
Them glazed donuts, I'd be down there in the barrel.